So the last reading for us will come from California by Luciana Messina, and it's going to be a reading from testimony of Yuri Durkot in Live. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Luciana Messina. I'm an avid reader of The Dreaming Machine in California. And today I'll be reading from the War Diary of Yuri Durkot in Live. This entry is dated Live, May 28th, noon. The square in front of the railroad station in Live has become quiet. There is no trace of the streams of refugees that dominated the scene 2 months ago. No endless queues of women and children waiting in the snow and wind for the next evacuation train to Przemysl. Only a few people can still be seen in front of the entrance to the lobby. One could almost believe that the station was operating normally on this gloomy morning with drizzle coming down again and again. An inattentive observer hurrying to his train might not have noticed a few tents in a small green area to the left of the main entrance. But actually, they are unmistakable. The big gray tent of the Emergency Management Services. The tents of the international aid organizations. Only there are hardly any refugees here. One could have mistaken the helpers themselves for refugees, such as a somewhat confused Australian or an Englishman with his mane of gray hair, if they weren't wearing their red helper vests. Otherwise, both look as if they had slept for a few days and would now like to jump into the shower. The streetcar squeaks leisurely in the loop before picking up a few passengers at the stop. I hear a woman with a rolling suitcase ask someone where she can find a pharmacy here. It could be that she has just arrived from the East or returning from Poland and wants to quickly get some medicine before continuing on her journey. But this scene could just as well have taken place in peacetime. Evacuation trains from the East rarely arrive in Lviv. Now it's more likely to go the other way. About 2 million Ukrainians have now returned, according to the border guards. However, people go back home only if they feel at least safe enough, and if the house has not been bombed. So out of about 200,000 refugees originally officially registered in Lviv, about 150,000 are still there. They no longer have a home, whether in Chernihiv, Kharkiv, or the Donbass. For all those returning from Europe to Lviv by train, there's only one transfer station in Poland, Przemysl. The broad gauge railway ends in this Polish town with a name unpronounceable for a German. This technical detail has made it a natural terminus for Ukrainian intercity express trains. There is no time for gauge change during the war. It is said that every day many people return by train from Przemysl to Lviv and to Kiev. To Odessa, probably not, although there is an intercity from Przemysl to Odessa. There are no trains from Poland in the morning though, so I can't really check. The last one should have arrived 2 hours ago, according to the timetable. Currently, trains are delayed more and more often, so I decide to check after all. The lobby is dark as usual. There are few travelers at the ticket counters. Otherwise, there's not much going on. At the information desk, there is only one woman in front of me. When it is my turn, I ask if the train from Przemysl has arrived. In normal times, such a question would not have surprised anyone, but these are not normal times, and my interest must seem a bit suspicious to the lady behind the glass window. She looks at me with suspicion and wants to know why I need the information. I quickly invent the story that we had lost contact with a family on this train. Then she turns the dial on her red telephone. She didn't alert the police. She just says that the train was on time today. Translated by Andrew Stonehouse.
Thank you, Luciana.